Two quick ones. How much of the 40.9% shooting you guys had tonight was because of their defense?
I thought it was all their defense. I thought they did a great job. I thought they were way more physical than us. Thought their ball pressure got into us. They sped us up. I didn't think we handled it very well, but I thought they had a great defensive plan, and I just thought they were the more physical, tougher team tonight for sure.
Doc, last one. Blake Griffin, he seemed just a little, I don't know, out of whack tonight or out of sorts. His shots were short. What did you see from him?
He just had a tough night. Again, you don't miss 3 months of basketball and come back and be great. So there's going to be nights where he's going to struggle probably throughout this run. And, there's, like I said before the playoffs, there's nothing we can do about it, I'm happy to have him back. And so, it's rare where you're trying to work your guy in and get him ready during the playoffs, but that's what it is, and there's nothing you can do about that. So I just want him to stay aggressive, and, when the offense is not going, you can always do other things, and I thought he tried to do that. At the end of the day, I tell our guys every day, what happens when they take your best thing away? What else can you do to help the team? And I thought he tried to do other things to help the team.
Doc, you've been a team that's succeeded in late game situations a lot this year. You had a 4-point lead with, I think, 3 or 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
What changed down the stretch?
Our execution was bad tonight, and you're right, we're really good down the stretch. And tonight we made some really interesting plays. So I can't wait to look at it.
Was hacking a consideration when you didn't bring DeAndre back at the same time as Chris and Blake in the fourth quarter?
No, it turned the game. They had a small big on the floor, but that's something we talked about actually before the game, moving Blake to the 5. They wasn't in penalty, so hacking had nothing to do with it. I just thought that lineup, which it actually worked for us, it got us a lead. So it was a small lineup. I think that's probably the second time I've played that group because Blake hasn't been healthy enough to play the 5, but I thought it really created some good things for us.
Doc, your guys talked a lot about focus coming into this. You said you thought it was better in game 1 than game 2. Were you okay with that with this? Do you think
it wasn't a focus thing. I don't know. It's so easy when you lose is focus. That's the easy way. They played harder. They were tougher. They destroyed us on the glass. They ran harder. They got to their spots quicker. They got to the loose balls faster. They played harder, so they deserved to win the game. I really thought they deserved to win the game.
You had a couple times out of timeout. Blake got a jump shot out of the actions that you ran. Was that an attempt to kind of get him back into the flow?
No, I mean some of them he just got. I just told him don't hesitate. Shoot the ball, and it's a make miss league, always will be. And when you make them, they love you, and when you don't, they don't. So we got to mix up our roles a little bit better with him. But we didn't really, we don't really run actions for one action. We usually have multiple actions, and that was probably one of the actions on the play.
Doc, did you see something from Damian early? It seemed like really quickly in that first quarter he played with a thrust and energy like he was.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job of getting the ball up the floor quick, getting into their picks quick. Damian and McCullough, they both were great, but I thought it was their bigs. They were sprinting in the picks, and it created a problem for us. We got to match the energy on Monday.